Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to cover a really common question that I get asked, and I've been putting off making this video for a really long time, but to those of you who asked me this question, I wanted to go ahead and make this video just for you. So I have, in like the past couple of months, been getting a lot of Morgan, especially from you ladies out there, mainly, just asking me, Morgan, I would love to mountain bike, but I have no idea where to start. And I do want to give a little disclaimer before I get into this. I am in no way a professional. I am all self-taught, everything. I've just been doing it on my own now for a couple of years, and so I'm in no way any kind of professional. I wish I was, but I'm not. So this is just kind of like my tips and what my findings have been from my experience mountain biking. First and foremost, do not tell yourself you can't do something, because that is one of the things when people are reaching out to me asking me this. They're like, I could never do that, blah blah blah. You absolutely can, and it's just a matter of getting yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I'm one of those people that I love putting myself not in uncomfortable situations, but I mean hey, that is kind of what getting outside your comfort zone is, but nothing, I don't know, to the extreme or anything. I really like to be able to push my limits a little bit and experience different things, and so it's just about breaking out of that shell that you're in. Like anything, if you put enough practice into it, you'll be good. Some of the things that I feel like if I had to go back and change a few things would have been the trails I was riding and the bike, my very first bike that I got. And that's my huge advice to you guys. If you're really wanting to get into this, then first, it's just about finding the right bike for you. And for me personally, I didn't know if I would actually be sticking with this, so I didn't want to go out and buy a really expensive bike. And I bought a really cheap bike just for that reason, because like I don't know, and I really don't want to invest so much money in something that I don't know if I will continue riding. I bought myself probably like a $300-400 bike. I think it was like a little under $400, and that's something that I wish I would have not done, and I wish I would have just got kind of like a middle of the road bike and not a bike that was so entry level, because what I found out was, oh my god, I am gonna do this every weekend, I love this, and I found myself having to upgrade my bike very quickly because it wasn't able to do the types of trails that I wanted to do. So I could have alleviated that whole cost. But I will say this just off the bat, if you guys have a large budget and money's not really an issue, then go ahead and buy yourself a full suspension bike. Hardtails, I really feel like you can get a lot of bang for your buck, and I would suggest something that's kind of the middle of the road with a hardtail. I mean, you could get a hardtail that's maybe in the $800 range. I know a friend that got one like in the $800 range, and she got a lot of good components on that bike for that amount of money. So it really just depends on your budget, but I would say starting off, I mean, all bikes are different, so it's kind of hard to say what price range you should look at, but if I had to specify a price range for starting out, I would say try to get, that $500 range, $600, somewhere around there. You'll probably end up getting something that you can grow into, and then also that you can make upgrades to as you go along. I say all that though because I went through 3 bikes or 2 bikes, something like that, and I just continued having to upgrade and upgrade because the trails weren't matching up to the kind of bike that I had, and it just wasn't working out. And so that's finally how I ended up with my full suspension. I was like, I cannot upgrade bikes anymore. I just need to go ahead and buy a full suspension bike, be done with this, and at least I have a bike that I can start making upgrades to when needed, without having to go out and buy a bike every time I need to upgrade. The next really crucial thing, and I think probably, almost more important than a bike, I don't know, is really finding a trail that is enjoyable for you and that isn't out of your skill set, just the perfect learning trail. And that's one of the mistakes I made at the very beginning. I was doing a trail that was not fun. I was not having fun doing this. It was awful, and that's the first thing. When you first start out biking, it's going to be miserable. It's going to be awful depending on what type of shape you're in. It's not going to be fun, at least for me. I know when I started, I really wasn't in that great of shape at all, and I was like laying on the trail, like getting ready to like throw up. I felt so sick. It was so hot outside too. It was just not a good feeling. So you have to be patient with yourself. I say you at least need 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you should really start seeing an improvement in your cardio and really being able to go further and further. But you have to give it time. It's like anything, running and things like that. It really takes time. It's one of those unfortunate things about conditioning yourself. It just takes time and it's tough. But once you get to that level where your cardio's in check and everything, you will have so much fun. But it is about picking the right trails. And the main thing you want to look for when starting out is, of course, you do not want to go to a black diamond right away, because you don't want to put yourself in danger, and you also, that's not going to be fun for you as you keep developing these skills. So you really want to find like a happy medium. And there's so many great apps out there to help you find trails around your area. I really recommend NTB Project. That's REI's app. It's a really great app for finding some really fun trails around you, and it's very user friendly, and you can find easy trails all the way to, you know, black diamonds and double black diamonds and whatnot. But it's a great app just to learn about the trails around you, and then going from there, it gives you a lot of great information on elevation and making sure you're not going up some insane grade or anything like that, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But it is all about finding that trail that's fun for you and enjoyable, but also at the same time that you can continue growing with that trail. One of my favorite trails that I still do from time to time was just along a canyon. It had, you know, some hills and things like that, but it had some really technical stuff, and it was a really great trail for me to learn on because there was a lot of rock gardens and all that fun stuff. And it was just a great trail because as I was conditioning myself, I was able to, you know, just easily turn around and just keep going further and further every time. So those are the types of trails that you really want to find, just ones that you can work your way up doing the whole thing, or just start mastering all the technical sections of that trail. Last but not least, just make sure you have all the gear that you need if you're going on a ride. You want to make sure you have a pump. You want to make sure you have tubes if you're not running tubeless. And you'd be surprised how many people I help out on trails that have a flat tire, have a hole in their tube. It's crazy to me the amount of people that don't have the proper equipment. I wouldn't even think about getting in the car without a pump at least. But anyways, I hope this video is helpful for you guys and hopefully pushes some of you guys that really want to start mountain biking to get into it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just, I can go on and on talking about that. I mean, one of the reasons that I started this was really just because of my knees. I have really bad knees and I can't run anymore, and this really has been just an amazing help just to kind of build up that muscle around my knee, and I love it. But if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to DM me or leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!